So it's officially the second day of summer when I'm filming this video, and I feel like I say this every year, but honestly, I'm so excited for the summer season. I feel like it's already going by quickly, or maybe it's the fact that I'm starting to populate things into my July calendar, and I'm like, it just feels like the days, the weeks, and the months fill up extremely quickly. So I feel like in today's video, I really want to share like how to upgrade our summer routine so that we're getting the most out of this beautiful season. It was a quick turnaround this morning. Everybody slept in, not me, but I took advantage of the kids sleeping in because we were at the pool for like 5 hours yesterday on the first day of summer. It was beautiful and hot. We had swim lessons, and then we had a play date later in the afternoon. So everybody slept in. The kids slept in this morning, which means I took advantage of that time and I worked later into the morning. Typically, I cut myself off at like 6:15. I head upstairs and get ready. That way we can be out the door and headed to camp. But I cleaned the kitchen first, or at least I try most days to clean the kitchen first before I take the kids to summer camp. But something that I've been doing to be just a little bit more mindful is I've been going tech-free when I'm doing the morning cleanup. So when I come back from morning drop off, before I would prop up my phone, I would watch YouTube videos, or I would listen to a podcast. And listening to a podcast, I feel like that still is kind of low tech. But lately I've been going tech-free in the morning, and it's been so helpful for me. I will check in on Instagram and my email, of course, before I take the kids to camp. As I said, I work in the office first thing in the morning, but when I come back, I'm not just like instantly plugging in, consuming. What I've been doing lately is I've been playing music through the house, I've been turning on the diffuser, and I've been doing my cleaning. And I have found this has been so helpful for my nervous system. What I was finding is I was rushing home from the drop off at camp, rushing through to clean up the kitchen really quickly, watching some YouTube videos or listening to a podcast that was really engaging that made me think like, oh, I need to do this, or I need to change this in my business, or I need to include this. And I found that I was really on and activated. Then I would head into the office and jump into client calls. And to be quite honest with you, let me adjust you. I'm standing on my tippy toes talking to you, very odd. And to be quite honest with you, I felt overstimulated. I felt like I was starting my workday part 2. I do work in the mornings. If you haven't seen any of my morning routines, I will link my most recent one for you. It's like my productive work from home morning routine. So I will link that for you up in the cards. But as I head back into the office after 9 o'clock when I drop the kids off at camp, I was feeling overstimulated. And so I took a peek at my routine because I was like, this doesn't feel good. Something feels a little off in my body. So I took a peek at my routine and I found that it was because I'm coming in the kitchen, I'm rushing and trying to hurry up and get this cleaned so I can get to my first meeting. Layering that on top of the technology was far too much. It just honestly was sending my adrenaline through the roof. So lately, I've been turning on the diffuser as I do every day, and I've been turning on some relaxing music. Maybe it's Jack Johnson, Michael Bublé, a little Frank Sinatra. You guys know I love a little jazz. And boy, oh boy, what a simple shift, but it has made all of the difference. So when you're upgrading your routine, I want you to pinpoint, journal for me, okay? Let's write this down together. I want you to pinpoint something that's maybe causing a little bit of angst. Look at what you're doing, what the habits are in and around that item that we've identified, and then let's find out what might be triggering that anxiety. Let's pull it out and remove it for a few days and see if we feel any better. This reminds me of when I uncovered that I needed to stop working a little bit earlier at the end of my workday and clean the whole kitchen before I picked the kids up from school. This was during the school year. I'll link that video here in the cards, the one where I kind of came to this epiphany. But this is a very similar experience. I was like, wow, something feels off in my body and I can't put my finger on it, but I don't like the way I feel. And I know that I don't want to feel this way when I start my work day. And so here we are. We're doing a little low tech / no tech because it's just music and it's just me and the diffuser and the mess of the morning kitchen, which ultimately should bring me joy because the mess means that there's memories. It means that I have a full house. And instead of feeling like this, trying to get through this task, I'm bringing a little bit more simplistic joy. And boy, it has definitely been a huge upgrade. Kitchen is clean, diffuser is going. I'm going to put in the description box down below like 3 of my favorite early summer blends. I included one 2 weeks ago in a video. I will link that for you up here in the cards, but I'm very into Pinterest right now and I have been finding so many beautiful summer blends on there using the oils that I've had in the house for what seems like 2 or 3 years that I haven't really utilized. So I'm loving that. This is kind of like a take on Aveda, like the smell when you go inside of an Aveda. And who doesn't love the smell inside of an Aveda? The other one is Beach House in Summer Rain. Yum, yum, yum. So kitchen is clean, diffuser is going, and now it is time for breakfast. And one of the easiest ways I find to upgrade our routine for summer is to switch around the foods. Of course, the ingredients that we're using, but other than that, but to switch up the foods that can kind of feel redundant in our routine. You all know, if you are a subscriber of my channel or if you are part of the Living Well membership area, you all know I call smoothies my insurance policy. It is truly the easiest way to cram in so many incredible nutrients. But even as a smoothie lover, sometimes I like to shake things up. So today we're going to be making a smoothie bowl for breakfast. And not just a smoothie bowl, but a smoothie bowl using some of the beautiful and already abundant ingredients and produce of the season. So peaches and zucchini are budding everywhere, and the smell and the taste, all of the produce right now is so incredible. I feel very, very grateful because of this season with all of the beautiful and incredible produce. So if you want to upgrade your routine, just think of different ways. Maybe it's a salad that you make frequently. What are some different ingredients that you could use that are a bit more seasonal? And it will bring this feeling of, like, you know, obviously romanticizing the season or your home or your life is very trendy and popular, but it will bring this elevated feeling of luxury and surprise and excitement to some of these day-to-day activities. So a smoothie bowl is a really great way to do that. So we're going to go ahead and put this together. I will, of course, have the recipe for you in the description box down below. And if you are a member of Living Well, then this will look very familiar to you because this current week when I'm releasing this video, you will see this on your Living Well meal plan. This looks so yum. So a few different things. You could add in a few dates to sweeten it up, or half of a frozen banana, which sometimes I do. I just didn't have any frozen banana. So if you think you're gonna want it a little bit sweeter, I would say do half or a full frozen banana. You do wanna make sure that your zucchini is frozen. Mine was actually starting to thaw because I was moving the camera around, I'm filming it, so the zucchini had been sitting out for a while. So I can tell that it's already starting to get a little bit liquidy, but it's not a smoothie yet. It's still nice and thick and creamy. And if you want it to be super thick, you could of course use frozen peaches. I used fresh, and you could add in some additional ice. And obviously the less liquid you use, the better. I just used a tiny little bit of liquid. As you saw, it was like probably 3/4 of an ounce, just a little bit of liquid to help the blender get rolling. Of course, it's full of a ton of nutrition, but it's also cooling and refreshing, and it just brightens up my morning before I pop into calls and get on with my day. It just adds like a little bit of luxury, and it definitely upgrades my morning routine. I find I need to be much more intentional about my cleaning in the summer months. I did a video last week on 5 of my favorite summer supplements. And in that video, I talked about utilizing CBD quite a bit in the summertime, especially the Ned Brain Blend, because I want to be super focused when my kids are at camp, which they're only at camp 3 days a week, obviously, which is much different than the school year where they're, gone 5 days a week. So the days that they're home, I want to be with them. I want to be going on adventures, going to the pool. And so I find that I do need to upgrade my cleaning routine and switch some things up quite a bit. And I'm trying to be more conscientious about touching something once. I'm typically pretty darn good about this, where I won't put something somewhere temporarily. I will immediately put it away, put it where it needs to go. But in the summer months, I find that we are like in and out. So we're going to the pool and then there's towels everywhere, or we eat breakfast and we kind of throw everything into the sink and then head out to the pool, or head to the park, or head on a play date. There's just a lot more in our routine that's active outside the house, which I am so grateful for after being locked inside, or what feels like being locked inside for so many cold months. I'm like, I've got the energy. I'm ready to go. I find that if I bring like a little bit of summer sense to the routine, it just makes me feel so refreshed and grateful. So kind of like going tech free. I still have the music playing throughout the house at this point. I've cleaned, I've had my breakfast, and then kind of upgrade my cleaning routine by adding in some fresh summer scents into just my typical cleaning products. My bottle is a little bit low. I waited to fill it all week until today because I knew I was going to be filming this video, and I knew that I wanted to share this tip with you because even like now, I've just made the smoothie bowls, right? And so of course there's like liquid on the countertop. But even now, just spraying that and smelling the citrus fresh, like it just, you guys, it just feels like a luxury. It just feels like, an intentional upgrade. And I want to be intentional during the season, and every season pretty much, maybe not as intentional in winter time, but I do want to be intentional during the season so I can like milk it and get the most out of it, because it doesn't last. It's fleeting. Of course, I'll love the fall, but it doesn't last. So I try to do my best so that I know that I'm like really living it up and enjoying it to the best of my abilities. Okay, so I have changed quickly and I have come downstairs to do a little bit of a workout. And One thing I will say is that after I go and grab the kids from camp, we typically go outside, and that's when I get a lot of my steps in. I will do my steps in the morning. I do a little bit before I pick the kids up from school, typically. And then additionally, now that it is beautiful outside, I'm outside with them pretty much from the time we get home from camp until I'm preparing dinner. But one thing that I'm doing to upgrade my summer is to switch up my workouts a little bit. I'm more of like a walker, Pilates, yoga kind of girl, but I am doing my best to incorporate lifting a bit more heavy weights. And I'm making incremental changes as much as I possibly can. So what I've been doing is adding weights into my Pilates routine. I found that that has been really helpful because I enjoy doing the Pilates, so it's a little bit easier if I just add in the element of some ankle weights or wrist weights or holding different weights. And then I am trying to do a little bit more with like the kettlebells. So that is one thing that I will say, like I'm on a quest because I'm turning 39 this summer. And so I'm on a quest by the time I turn 40 to start lifting heavier weights. I fully know the importance of lifting heavy weights, not only for our hormone health, but it is imperative to our hormone health. But especially as we age, it just is so important for our balance, for our bone structure, for our connective tissue to lift heavier weights. And that's not my strong suit. I was a Division I college tennis player, and I used to have to go to weight room multiple times, sometimes twice a day on either side of tennis practice during season and leading up until season. So I used to lift a lot, and I don't know if it was that experience where now I'm like, I don't really want to have to lift weights, or the fact that in my 20s and even upway to like 35, I maintained my muscle mass without pretty much having to do anything. But now at like 36, 37, 38, about to be 39, I am losing my muscle mass so quickly. And I eat a pristine diet. I eat so clean, but that does not grow muscles. So I am here making a public statement that my birthday's in August, that is my goal at 39, is to gain some of my muscle back. I just want the strength. I want the stability, to be honest with you. I just noticed that I'm not quite as stable. And then of course, like I don't feel as strong. And just to help my body overall be more metabolically flexible, it is important to put on a bit more muscle. Chugging this water, definitely glistening, glowing, sweating, but I honestly just like even 15 minutes adding in 2, 3 pound, 4 pound, even 5 pound weights is helping me. I'm going to work my way up, like I said, to lifting heavier. I just can't get there now. And I mean, I have shared with you guys, like I used to lift much heavier weights, but you know, since becoming a mom, hopefully you guys can help hold me accountable on this journey. I'm definitely going to ramp it up more as we get into fall. I'm going to drink my water, cool down a little bit. It's scorching outside. I'm going to drink my water, cool down a little bit, and then head to get the kids from camp. We'll play outside and definitely get some more movement and steps in. So we are all about taking advantage of the longer days. It is 8 p.m., but it honestly feels like 5 p.m. because of all of the daylight. And Kai and I honestly have been letting the kids stay up much later than we typically do during the school year because one, we want to enjoy this time with them, and two, we want to be outside, going for nighttime swims, and just including as much outdoor activity as we possibly can. As I talked about earlier, I always, of course, measure my steps with my Oura Ring regardless of the season, but in the summer months, I do tend to get 1,000 to 2,000 more steps per day because I go on those intentional walks. We're outside a lot later, moving around, riding bikes, going for walks, scooter rides, playing tennis, nighttime swims, you name it. We are doing everything we possibly can to take advantage of these longer days. But with the longer days, that means the kids are going to bed later, as I mentioned, and thus I'm getting to bed a little bit later than I typically do during the winter months. Even though in the summer, I do feel like sometimes I go to bed the exact same time as the kids because I'm so worn out from the extra activity. But with enjoying our time and enjoying the longer days, I'm very conscientious of the sleep that I'm getting. You all know I have been measuring for almost 2 years with my Oura Ring the type of sleep that I'm getting. Is it restorative? Is it deep, restful sleep? And you would be shocked to know that most Americans are not reaching that deep phase of sleep. And the reason why most of us don't get this deep, restful sleep is because 80% of the population is indeed magnesium deficient. And this is why that I am grateful to have partnered with BioOptimizers for almost 2 years. I think it's been around 20 months because their magnesium breakthrough has been revolutionary, not only for me, but for so many of you in this community. And the beautiful part about the magnesium breakthrough is it doesn't just contain the magnesium that we need for deep, restful sleep. That's only one form of magnesium. It has all 7 elemental forms of magnesium in one convenient capsule. So I frequently talk about how I take 1 in the morning, 1 right before I get the kids home from school or from camp. So right around 2:30 in the afternoon, and then I take 2 before bed. And holy smokes, I say this all of the time, but if there is for some reason a night that I was a human and I didn't take my magnesium, or we were traveling and I forgot to pack my magnesium breakthrough, it shows up immediately on my sleep score. And that is data that we cannot refute. Like, that is clear-cut data that my body gets upwards to 30% deeper, more restful, efficient sleep by just including the magnesium breakthrough. So I want to be more active. I want to be switching up my routine and getting in more activity during the day. I want to be enjoying the beautiful sunshine even at 8:25 p.m. I still want to enjoy these beautiful long days. And the easiest way to do that is to get a deep night of restful sleep. So if you want to try the magnesium breakthrough, then I will leave my link for you in the description box down below, as well as the first pinned comment, and you can use my code Jessica10 to save 10%, as well as my direct link. And I highly encourage you to order the 3-pack because between myself and Kaya, we go through this product so quickly. So I encourage you to order the 3-pack. It's definitely the best value, and then you can ensure that you can be on it consistently, and you will be able to notice a huge shift in your sleep and how restful you feel the next day. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you got some beautiful inspiration and tips and ways that you can upgrade your summer routine to get the most out of this beautiful and vibrant season. And if you like today's video, you can let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click. That way you don't miss a single video. And I hope to see you back here next Thursday.